What's up, guys? Back again. It's been a while since I posted the last video. A couple things have changed. I've been scootering a lot lately because it's been cold and snowing outside. I live in the mountains of Greenville, so it's going to snow a lot and it's going to keep snowing for a while. The other thing, as you can see, Jackson was born. Say hi, Jackson. He is just the happiest baby. Are you the happiest baby? He is 2 months old and will be 3 months on the 13th. I actually sold the Jeep a couple days ago, and then the next day I actually went out and bought my new car. I'm driving a 2011 Infiniti G37 X all-wheel drive. I'll show it to you guys in a little bit. So what I did was I went online and found this company called Grom Audio. So basically it just helps me play music from my stereo, or from my phone to the stereo. For some reason, even though it's a 2011, I don't have an aux cord. There's Bluetooth, but it's only for hands-free. So I ordered this offline. It's off Amazon, but it was through Grom Audio, and it's spelled G-R-O-M. So you can see that. So it basically came from the same place. I just found it with some pry tools to get the trim off safely without messing it up or scratching it. So what I'm going to do now is just a little unboxing for you guys, just to show what all comes in it. When I was looking online, I couldn't find any videos about this. So the closest one was the 2007 Infiniti, and it was a G35, so it wasn't really the same thing. So I figured if I made this video, it might help some people out who are looking at this car or have this car and can't figure out any way to play music without navigation. It comes in this little box. It actually came a lot faster than I thought. It was through Amazon, but it didn't have Prime. Everything's all nice and neatly packed in here. The first thing I pulled out was the microphone. Here's a microphone. You can see it's got like a little, let me see. It's got a mounting bracket here. And then here's a microphone. It's got a 10-foot cord on it, so hopefully I can rerun it somewhat through the car. Next, do you want to be in the video, Jackson? From what I can gather, I think this red one is the 12-volt constant. This plug right here goes into this box, Grom BT3. And then these two go, or this one actually goes into the back of the radio. Okay, so I went ahead and took it out of the packaging, but this is the actual thing. As you can see, it says Grom BT3 with a little Bluetooth, focus, with a little Bluetooth emblem on it. This is one side, where it's got the, I think they're called didnt ports. I think they're like 6-pin or 8-pin. Basically you can plug up a, let's say this had a port on one side and you plug it in there. The other side would be an aux cord or a USB where you can charge your phone. This is where the mic goes in. Let me see if I can get, that's where the mic goes in. And then this side is where this guy goes in. So basically plugs in like that, and then the other side goes into the radio. Alright, let's see what else we got. It's got this little thing in it to just connect the wires. I've seen these online. Let's see if I can get it to focus on it. But basically just one wire goes through, and then one wire goes through the top of it. I believe, something like that. Anyways, these are the little pry tools that it came with off of Amazon. Which kind of helped because I used to use screwdrivers on the Jeep and it ended up turning out into a disaster. Yeah. Let's see. Next is all the pamphlets and instruction manuals, which I was very surprised. I was looking through them earlier. And they basically just give a whole breakdown of everything that you need to know. What every wire is, what it does, where it goes. And there's just basically a bunch of instruction manuals, different radios, and how you set up different radios. Alright, so it's getting a little dark. I'm going to try to get as much done tonight as possible. I actually have work tomorrow morning, so I'll probably end up finishing it tonight. Anything that I don't do or don't show on video, I'll put in the description or I'll make a separate video of it. Also, I'm going to go ahead and get all the tools together and then lay those out real quick before we head outside. It's actually, I think, 20 degrees outside, so I'm going to get him all bundled up. We're going to be in the warm car. I'm going to put a couple jackets on, and then I'll show you all the stuff you possibly could need for this install. Basically, let's see, let me see if I can get this. I'm trying to do this looking through the camera. So basically, you'll put a wire through here, and see this little needle in here. That's what that's for. So I can get it. Yeah. And that'll poke through one wire over here. And then you'll put the end of one wire all the way through here. And once you tighten it down, it'll actually make a connection with this little metal thing in there. So I've never used one of these before. I usually just solder it and then put some heat shrink over it. But this seems pretty simple. So I'm going to go ahead and try this out when we get down there. Okay, and then really quick, last thing, this is a Torx little toolkit, as well as I have some pliers to pull the little pin out of the, what's it called, the shift knob. So I think they're Torx in the dash. I haven't really seen many videos of it, so I'm kind of just winging it right now, but I should be able to take it apart. If not, then I'll just run up here, grab the tools, and then I'll let you guys know throughout the video of which tools you need. Alright, so I didn't show you the outside. It's actually like, I'd say like 15 degrees, 17 degrees outside. But here's the inside, if you can see it. It's, sorry about the mess. Black leather. I love the infinity on the seats. Tan roof, or light gray. Nice. The leather's in perfect condition, if you guys can see. Yeah, I know he's not back there the right way, but we're not going anywhere. We're just sitting here. This is the dash that I was talking about. You can see all the little buttons on it. Let me see. There we go. Well, somewhat. But it doesn't have the navigation, which kind of sucks, but I don't ever use navigation, so it's not that big of a deal. It's got push button start on it. What I'm going to be doing in the next week or two, hopefully, is I just got to order the stuff, but I'm going to vinyl wrap all of this all gloss black. And this is the part we're going to be taking apart. Let's see, I don't know if this comes out. It might, I think it does come out. This part comes out, which is all of this right here. This little teeny dash part at the bottom, and then this right here. This section. So first things first, I believe, so I just pop that off. There's a pin under here, right there. You just pull out, and then this comes off, and then you got to put it into gear to get this piece out of the way. I hope you don't turn the car off, because he's in the back and it's pretty warm in here and it's cold outside. But I know you have to take this all apart. So I'll do that first, and then I'll probably just disconnect it real quick, and then plug it back up, and then reconnect everything back. But like I was saying, I'm going to be doing all the trim, the silver trim. I believe gloss. I think I'm going to do gloss black. I haven't decided yet between gloss and matte. But I think I'm going to do gloss here on this big part, matte in the middle, and then matte here, and then this is all going to be gloss black. I think it'll look really good with like the matte dash. And for those of you that are wondering, it does have 90,000 miles, so it's not terrible. I think it's pretty good for the price that I got it for. And then I'll do another in-depth, detailed view. Maybe next video, maybe the video after that. Okay. So let's see. There's the little pin that came off of the shift knob, and you'll just, let me see if I can get it back in there. You'll just pop it right off, and then if you have to shift into gear, you just press this down and it'll move back. That's basically what it does. Okay, so I was kind of playing around with it before this, but I have this little pry tool. I'm sure you could use a screwdriver. I just wouldn't recommend it because this is a nice interior. Basically, I took off this shift knob. I thought, something else had to happen. But basically just put it in between the leather and this little chrome piece, and you'll just pull up on both sides. And that should pull this guy up. You just might have to put it into gear first. Okay, so next step, I tried getting this off, but I think you have to pull this little guy out. It's pretty simple. I just took this little S-shaped one and just pried it out. It's pretty simple. Okay, let's see. So that little piece came off right here. It's underneath. And then you should be able to just pull this out. But let me see if I can get a light. There's some wires that are connected to the heated seats and the, I guess, the snow mode or whatever. So, and there might be one to the 12 volt. So I'm gonna take a look under here for a sec and just see what I have to do to take this piece completely off. Okay, so let me see if I can turn these lights on. What I did was undo the snow mode and then the two seat heaters. And they just have, let me see if I can get it focused. They have these little easy clips that you just push in. Since it's not working. You just push them in and then pull it out. And then I kept the 12 volt plugged in just because, one, I don't really want to mess with that. And two, I want to get as least amount unplugged as possible just so it's easier to put everything back in. So I got this thing off to the side. Let's see if I can get my flashlight in there. So next, here's these, from what I can see, two Phillips head screws, which I did not expect. I expected, like, you know, Torx. So I'm going to run upstairs and grab the Phillips head, and then we should be able to take it apart here in just a minute. Okay, so I got the what's it called? The radio, I guess one of the parts of the radio out. There was these two Phillips head screws on the bottom. And basically, it just pulled the bottom out and then dropped the top down. Alright, update. I got that big ass thing off, which is sitting right here. Hold on, my hazard's turned on. Turn that off. So, there's that. I just unscrewed these two Phillips head screws again on the bottom, which are pretty obvious. And then took my pry tool at the top and just popped it out, and it came right out with no problem. I think these screws should come next, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so I got the LCD out, and it's still working actually. There's just one plug going to it, but it was those two screws right here. And it just came right out, and I put it up there. Now the next thing, I think I have to take out this part right here, this metal part. The only bad thing is I think I'm gonna have to unhook all the stuff from the back of the radio, or the air conditioning and radio, in order to get that out, because I'm almost 100% sure that that's where all the wiring goes. All right, so I got a little further earlier. Let me see if I can get a light in here. Let me get my phone light real quick. Took out the whole. This is a CD. You can see where the CD is going right here. Everything else is out of the way. I ended up unplugging the air conditioning and the radio unit, and it was still running, which was kind of weird. But then I unplugged like one of these wires back here, and it turned it off. So there's like 8. You can tell there's like 400 different types of wires, and this barely comes out. About under here, you can see that middle tab. 2 screws way back in there. So let's get a long screwdriver to undo them. There is a wire. You can kind of see it actually way down there. There's a yellow wire. And that's actually the 12 volt wire that you want to tap into. Which that's where this wire is going to go. So I'm going to try to get this all wired up and see maybe I can go run to the passenger side, because there's like no room to work on this thing in here. I'll do the box real quick and then see if I can hook everything back up somehow to make sure it works before I put it back together, because I would definitely recommend doing that. Okay, this plug right here is the plug. No, actually, sorry, this plug right here. That's the plug that the new harness is going to be going into. This is where this part used to plug into the back of the radio. This is the new harness right here. And then this adapter goes onto that, and this part goes into the back of the radio. This yellow wire is what we need to tap into, because that's the 12 volt constant, which basically just puts all the power to the radio. Let me see if I can. Okay, so I just finished up. It's a lot later than I thought it'd be. I took everything apart again because it wasn't working when I first put it back together. I tested the 12-volt wire after I took it all apart and it was fine. So I put it all back together and for some reason it just happened to work. Alright, so it's actually the next day. It was working last night. I put everything back together and it worked pretty well. There was a couple of issues like the satellite playing as well as the Bluetooth. So both songs are playing at the same time, which was kind of weird. I was emailing back and forth with the company with Grom Audio. They have great customer care, by the way. What they were saying was that I need to disconnect the satellite receiver in the back in the trunk, which I'm about to show you here in a sec. Once I unplugged the satellite receiver, everything actually worked pretty fine. And I'll show you right now. Let me see if I can get this fixed. This is on the, can't see it, the aux input, and it's just showing, if I can get it to focus, it's showing, it says simple mod. Whenever you plug it in, it'll actually say Grom Audio up top. But that's about it. Let me go, I'm going to show you to the back real quick and just show you all the plugs that I undid in the back. And there's a couple little trim pieces you have to take off, but it's really not that difficult. Kind of hard to see, but if you're looking at the trunk, let me see if I can get it. If you're looking at the trunk, this is the top part, and they've got a couple of these little clips that I just bought, these little clip trim removers online. So you just take about, I think there's like maybe 6 of them, or 5 or 6 of them, you take them off. Actually up and to the right there. That's it, this bit guy. So there's got these 3 cables right here that you're going to unplug. This one in the back was kind of difficult to get to. And then on this side there's a couple. And basically what I did was just undid all of them. And everything started working. So now I'm just going to get all this back together and we should be good to go. Alright guys, so that's about it. I hope that helped a little bit. I know it was very scattered and took a lot longer than expected, but I mean, I haven't really seen that many people do it, so I was kind of winging it. Like I said, if you guys ever end up doing this, make sure you disconnect the satellite receiver in the trunk on the deck, or I guess the top of the trunk. I was riding to work this morning listening to 2 songs at once because of that. So I emailed the people, like I said earlier, and they basically just told me try to disconnect the satellite receiver first, and it ended up working out. If you guys found this helpful at all, just go drop a like down below. You can also put a comment if you have any questions, if I didn't answer any questions that you had. And next week, let me see if I can do it, I will be installing the LEDs. They actually just came in today. If it'll focus. I got about a 16-foot roll, and then all the tools for it, and I'll do that in next week's video. But like I said, go drop a like if you like this video, if you found it helpful at all. And don't forget to subscribe. See ya.